So, let's talk about creativity in the business world. It's often seen as, the soft stuff. But what if it's actually one of the biggest drivers of your company's financial performance? Well, we're about to dive into a pretty amazing McKinsey analysis that connects the dots between creative brilliance and cold hard profit.
I mean, this is the classic dilemma you hear in boardrooms, right? Is creativity just the fun stuff, the cool ads and sleek designs? Or is it a serious, measurable engine for growth? When everyone's demanding hard data, how do you even begin to justify the budget for something that feels so, abstract?
Well, this McKinsey analysis just cuts right through all that debate. The answer is a clear, resounding yes. The data shows an undeniable link between creativity and incredible financial performance. So really, the question isn't if creativity matters anymore. The real question is how you build a system to actually capture all that value.
Okay, I know, that's a bold claim. To prove it, you first have to solve this huge problem. How on earth do you measure something as subjective as creativity? You can't just slap a number on a brilliant idea, or can you? Turns out the approach they took for this study is incredibly clever.
They created something called the Award Creativity Score, or ACS, and to do it, they analyzed 15 years of the Cannes Lions Awards, which are basically the Oscars of the advertising and creative world. Now, what makes this score so smart is that it's not just about counting up trophies. It looks at the variety of awards won, and, this is the most important part, a company's consistency year after year. This gives us a really powerful, data-driven way to quantify creative excellence.
So, we've got a number. We have a way to rank companies by their creative firepower. The next step, of course, is to lay that score right alongside their financial performance and see what happens. And this, right here, is where all the fluff disappears and the bottom line impact really begins to show.
And wow, the results are just stunning. The companies in the top 25% for creativity, they didn't just edge out their competition, they blew them away. Just look at this data. 2/3 of them had above average revenue growth. 70% delivered superior returns to their shareholders, and nearly 3/4 had a higher net enterprise value. The conclusion is pretty much inescapable. Creativity is not just a nice-to-have. It's a powerful driver of profit.
And it doesn't even stop with the financials. These same creative powerhouses also scored 16% higher on overall innovation. And that's a really crucial insight, because it shows that the mindset that leads to brilliant marketing is the exact same one that leads to breakthrough products, services, and new business models. It's this culture of innovation that just permeates everything they do.
Okay, so the data is crystal clear. The million-dollar question now is, how do you actually do it? What are the specific, repeatable things these top-tier creative companies are doing? Well, it turns out it's not some kind of magic. It's a set of 4 very distinct management practices.
The research points to 4 key pillars. First, they hardwire creativity into their everyday operations. Second, they are absolute fanatics about understanding their customers. Third, they have a serious need for speed. And finally, they live by the mantra, adapt or die. Let's break down what each one of these really looks like in practice.
It really does all start at the top. In these companies, leaders don't just talk about innovation, they own it. They are personally on the hook for creative outcomes. And that sends a powerful message through the whole organization that, hey, this isn't just a poster on the wall, this is our core mission.
Now, what's so interesting here is the fundamental mindset shift this reveals. So many companies treat marketing as an optional expense, right? It's one of the first things they cut when times get tough. But these top creative firms, they see it as a core investment in growth, just as essential as R&D. And that simple difference changes everything about how they make decisions and where they put their money.
The second practice is what the article calls a near fanatical devotion to the customer. And we are talking way beyond surveys and focus groups. They're using data science, sure, but they're also doing things like ethnographic research, literally watching how people live and work to uncover needs that customers couldn't even tell you they have. That deep, unfiltered empathy, that's where the breakthrough ideas come from.
All right, practice number 3 is all about speed. Top creative firms just move faster, period. They make decisions quicker, and they actually encourage taking calculated risks. But, and this is so important, it's not chaos. It's speed combined with incredible discipline. They set razor-sharp goals, and then they track them obsessively. It's all about making sure that moving fast also means moving smart.
And finally, they've completely mastered the art of adaptation. For them, a product launch isn't the finish line, it's the starting gun. They use real-time feedback from the market to constantly tweak, evolve, and improve. And this is all made possible by these agile, cross-functional teams that actually have the authority to act on what they're learning without getting stuck in layers of bureaucracy.
So when you put all 4 of these practices together, you start to see a really powerful new picture emerge. It basically reframes how we should think about creativity in a business setting altogether. This is really the big takeaway. The kind of creativity that actually grows a business isn't some mystical lightning strike from the heavens. It's the direct result of a disciplined system. It's about building an engine that consistently creates insight and then methodically turns those ideas into real, tangible business outcomes.
The article wraps up with this just perfect quote from the writer Jack London that really captures the whole idea. You can't just sit around and wait for inspiration to find you. True creative performance comes from building an organization that actively, aggressively, and systematically goes out and hunts it down.